What's going on, guys? Welcome to Just Geeking Out. I'm not even at home. I'm at work. I'm Lawrence. That's my cousin Chris.
What up?
There's only one reason why we just doing it live randomly in the
Only
afternoon,
one?
Chris. Only one freaking reason. Tell them the reason, Chris.
We're here for the Superman trailer drop.
Dude.
So we've been just getting teasers. This is the actual trailer.
Yeah. The first
Actual
one.
insight into the plot of what is going down.
Yes. And I mean, look right here to your left is the first images we get, which is Clark and Lois, and they're in their apartment, and she's going to interview him about what went down, and it's kind of cute the way they do it. And I don't know if you picked up on it, but his voice is really high at first.
And then she's like, "I'm interviewing as Superman," and all of a sudden he puts that bass in his voice. He's like, "Whoa,
Miss
whoa,
Lane."
whoa!"
So we get a little insight right there, and basically, she's interviewing him because he apparently went and stopped a war. You know, didn't get permission from the president, didn't do what you're supposed to do, and he's getting frustrated because
the progression is fantastic. He was like, Lois turns off the girlfriend switch and turns on the journalist switch, and she's asking the hard hitting questions, and he's just like, "I'm doing good. Like, what's wrong with you?" Like,
and I think I saw in some comments like, "Why does he have an attitude? Superman would never do an interview like that." And I'm like, "That's not Superman.
right.
That is Clark Kent with his girlfriend, who he just assumes will be supporting his actions."
Exactly.
And Lois gave him a real interview. He's just like, "You know why?"
Yeah. Whoa. Time out. Am I getting toxic Lois in this? Because you know how I don't like my toxic Lois.
I think it's the opposite. Like when Rachel and David were doing interviews, they talked about how they're like Superman and Lois are very similar, but where he's the Boy Scout and he'll just do what's right because it's right. Lois is like, no, there's certain things that you have to take into consideration, and your actions do have a domino effect. So I think Lois is asking him the questions. If anything, these are the questions that people are going to have for him anyway. And
then we see it. We see it. That's when we get the cut to the him going in, people throwing stuff at him, people are not happy.
Bro, and we see why Superman is in cuffs. But let's talk about that shot. He's like, he stands up. He's like, people were going to die, and then you see him fall off the sky and crash land.
But you know what was dope? I'm assuming just a civilian gets up.
That's what I was going to say. That's what go ahead.
So look, he has the heart of the people. He got the hearts and minds.
Dude.
I think it's going to be a political struggle that's
that civilian picked him up, Chris.
Dope.
Like whatever knocked Superman out has to be freaking scary. But like you said, he has the heart of the people so much they want to help. It's like that scene in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
like they all carry him. Yeah, it's that thing, and you almost see Lex salivating at like, he messed up.
Yeah,
like and that's kind of the big part of the story here is James Gunn said it, and it's kind of the new tagline. I just want to say it right real quick, which is, hold on a second, I got it right here. Your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are. Superman.
Come on, man.
Dude. And then we see a whole lot of action in this joint, man.
We do.
We see Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl, which I think is a pseudo Justice League, Maxwell Lord. We're seeing Superman's in this fight with this freaking, I'm sure they can tell us in the comments, but like this ironclad.
I don't know who that was, but I did spot someone that I did not know was going to be in this.
Who?
Metamorpho.
So Metamorpho, where do I have him? He is in this. And
he looks great.
Though that's practical. That's not CGI. Those are practical effects.
And you know what? I'm glad they went with some practical effects because CGI is getting to the point where sometimes you're watching a movie and it feels like you're watching a cartoon.
Like, there's no depth to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad they went with. everybody looks fantastic.
dude. And I don't know if you picked up on it. I think I saw like when Superman's in the cage getting beat down, like Lex Luthor's like he's not a Superman, he's a it. In the background, you see Metamorpho in a cage because
Yep.
his powers are he can turn into any matter, right? Anything.
Right.
And I think he turned himself into kryptonite. Like there was something glowing green behind Superman. That's
Because
why he
they
was getting his butt whooped like that.
interesting.
So we see him getting beat down. We see them in the freaking Fortress of Solitude tearing up the
Who is this chick
robot.
with that's throwing the saw hands thing?
She is somebody. I forgot her name. But she's in the comics. I want to say she's kind of like an anti-hero a bit in the comics. Like she's not good or bad necessarily. I'll tell you in a second. She is huh. Is she I don't know. There's a few people on IMDb right now that
Yeah,
could be her. I'm not sure. I forgot who it is. Let us know in the comments.
yeah.
Um,
Because we see her a few times. We see her fighting once inside the fortress, and we see them fighting again, like in an
in the
open
field
in the
right here,
field.
and you can
Yeah.
see she laid out Mr. Terrific.
Yep.
So it looks like Lex Luthor has his own bunch of supers. In that picture I showed you with, that guy with the U, people think is Ultraman, is
Yep.
like apparently someone who's as strong as Superman. I think that's the guy who put Superman's like face through the ground. Um, so right, I mean, we're getting so much action here.
We
It looks and it
and
looks
you know
beautiful.
what part I loved? I loved all the action, but I love seeing the interaction with Superman and his parents, especially when Martha is like, "I clean your boots for you." I just love that. I love it.
Because it's so human, and to see Superman being taken care of,
Yes.
right? Like we
Yeah.
don't usually get that,
No,
and
she's still a mother. No matter who her son is, she's still a mother, and
and
I
and I
just
love
love
that he has both his parents because
yes,
depending on which version, sometimes he has one, sometimes he has none.
right.
So it's nice that he has both here, and it's like with this great power, would you let people die because
Of course.
it's out of your jurisdiction, right? The calamity you can cause in doing so. Um, and then he's fighting a kaiju.
Come
Well,
on, man.
I don't know how this
It
fits,
doesn't
Chris.
matter. I want to see Superman in the city punching giant monsters. You're giving me what we need. When we see Batman, we want to see Batman fighting street level thugs because that's right for Batman. When I
Mm-hmm.
see Superman, I need the biggest, most grandiose villain for him to fight. I need this. This is what I need.
Dude,
Come on, give it to me, baby.
it's good, man. I mean, and then we got a very small glimpse of like Clark, like dancing with Jimmy, like having a goofy time.
Yep.
I'm just seeing so much humanity in this, dude.
I'm feeling a lot of my adventures with Superman in this. Like,
Well, and My Adventures with Superman, in my opinion, was the best depiction of Superman. Well, Superman and Lois is up there, but it's the same thing. It's showing you the heart of the guy, and I love that James Gunn chose to give us this scene first. They're a real couple. They're not agreeable. They challenge each other. It's not all roses and flying you through the sky in a romantic way. She is there for a reason. He's there for a reason, and I feel like I've had this conversation with my wife. Like, so Shay, you saw my work. Like, it's great, right? She's like, "Are you asking for real?" Yes. Well, I think you did that better. What are you talking about? Like it just resonates, man. I think he looks great. The suit looks tighter. Like they put that CGI kind of thing
yeah,
on it to
that's
like
okay. I'm
take
okay
out
with
the
that. 'Cause you know
wrinkles.
what it is? Because in real life, it's gonna bunch up funny, it's gonna do stuff. So
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. What I got from this and what I really enjoyed, number one, I absolutely got Lawrence, you know this. I need to have that superhero feel.
yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah.
absolutely got that superhero feel. Number two, judging from the short glimpses we've had, I feel like the tone is right, where
Hmm.
it's serious enough, but there's Superman is still like lighthearted and optimistic, you know.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
feel like they have that tone right with this. And this is James Gunn. James Gunn understands the DC universe. So
He does, and what's interesting is the tone feels lighthearted and optimistic, but the first time we're seeing him, he's in an argument with Lois.
yep.
So like they're not saying it's lighthearted and optimistic, so he's this goofy Boy Scout. It's like no, he's a real guy with real problems.
It,
But the tone is
it's
still
true. Okay,
like
hold on 1 second. I have my Uber outside. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. This is real life. We're working. We're doing things here.
real life. I'll keep talking while
Keep
you
talking. Keep
go
talking.
get your Uber. Um, so yeah, like I'm saying, like it's lighthearted and optimistic, but it's not at the expense of the other layers of this character who is almost frustrated because he's trying to do the right thing and doesn't understand why people aren't getting on board. You hear crypto in the background. um, so I really love that. You know, it's such a choice to open the first official trailer up with this very intimate, real conversation between Clark and Lois. And I think he's showing us crypto. He's showing us what to expect from the pairing, which I think is great. Um, and I also like that we didn't get a lot of crypto while the dog is barking. A lot of people thought this is going to be a dog movie. It's not. He's a supporting character, just like the other characters, which I think is great. Let me show you something right here, which I think is pretty freaking dope. I think I might have showed it to you already, but I just love that we're seeing Superman be Superman. Chris, I was stalling while Crypto was barking behind you.
You acting up, crypto?
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
There's a lot of Snyder people who are hating this, and for me, so far, James Gunn hasn't. Everything James Gunn has showed us leads me to believe there's no reason why this won't be the best super movie in the world ever made. So far, with everything he's given us so far, would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that here's a problem that I have with those people. This is not the Snyderverse. We got the Snyderverse. But to hate on this because it's not that is selling, it's unfair to you as a fan. We got the Snyderverse. Are you going to just not enjoy good content because it's not something else? How many different iterations of Superman, how many different iterations of Batman, Spider-Man have we gotten over the years?
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to hate on every version because the version is not the previous version?
And I think if you're a true fan, you want all of it. But then I think if you're a true fan, you know the difference between a director taking license and something that's close to the source material, right? We love Batman 89. We know that is not close to the source material. It's its own thing.
Right.
But I think a lot of people growing up grew up with Man of Steel. And in their head, they think that's how he's supposed to be. And I'm like, no, Zach did his own grim thing, which was great.
Right.
But that isn't how, because I see comments like, the underwear is so stupid and why is it so bright and fun? Superman's supposed to be a savage. And I'm like,
What?
no, someone says Superman is supposed to be a savage.
What Superman are you reading? That's what I want to know.
But they're not. They're not
Right.
reading.
That's the thing. And I see it too. And you have to understand that as time goes on, regimes are going to change,
Mm-hmm.
and just get with the program and enjoy what we're getting. And it's not always going to be the same connected universe. Not always going to be the same thing. Things are going to change, and then don't deny yourself a fantastic experience because it's not what you're used to.
Especially when this is giving everything. Everything, the action, the fights, and people commented in some sections where they said like, why is he getting beat up in every shot? Because it's supposed to look like he puts his life on the line. It's not supposed to be One Punch Man where he's just get up today.
And also, too, is Superman does this, and he says it. He does it. They do a great job of showing this in the animated series. Superman does a good job of trying to balance out. You're not. Picture this: you're a super being, and you're fighting in a city. If you go all out, your collateral damage is going to be through the roof. So you're trying to balance out fighting while preserving the life that you're trying to
Well,
save.
now you're commenting on Man of Steel because that was the biggest issue, which
Well,
was he did not think too much
no,
about.
he's flying through buildings, knocking stuff down. We do see a building fall in this trailer, though.
Right, which is because that's gonna happen, right? It's just about how he goes about it. Um, I'm loving it so far. We just jumped on real quick. We didn't really have time to search for Easter eggs. We just wanted to just give our first thoughts and opinions about it. And I want more. I can't wait for July. I think David Corn Sweat. I mean, just the fact that he's like, sure, you can interview Superman,
Yeah.
Miss Elaine.
Miss
I'm like,
Lady. There you go. He put that bass in his voice.
and
I love it.
just like, because
I
at
love
first
it.
I was like, why is his voice so high? And then I'm like, oh,
I saw it coming when he was talking all soft and stuff. Come on, you with your woman, you're trying to be all affectionate and loving. I get it. I get it.
dude, and it's that thing that we always want, right? We want Bruce in the cave with his cowl down. We want Clark in the apartment, glasses off, shirts rolled up, like not Superman, but not the secret identity disguise, like the man in the middle, the real
Right.
guy.
Right.
And
Right.
James Gunn gave us a glimpse at the real guy,
Right. Because
not
I guarantee when we see him as Clark, he's gonna become a little bit of a clumsy buffoon a little bit.
a little bit. Well, you saw it, like he was kind of dancing or shooting with
Yeah.
Jimmy. He's fun and silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I do hope is that they don't go too far in the Christopher Reeve version, where it is a full-on disguise. Like I love Tyler Hoechlin's version from Superman and Lois because although his Clark was goofy, Clark genuinely is a goofy farm boy. He just allows himself to turn it up when he's wearing the glasses, and
Yeah.
when he's Superman, he's about business. So I don't want it to be like this is a complete disguise, like he's legitimately lying to everybody.
And it's true because you can't go full on goof. You can't go full goofball because you are a journalist in a major metropolitan area. So even though you came from a small town, come on, we've all been in New York City. We've all lived in New York City. We've all like 90% of New York City is transplant. So you're gonna come and then you're gonna adapt to kind of the fast pace once you're
Yeah,
there. So that goofiness and that farminess is gonna have to fade a little bit and have some kind of like a little bit of sophistication.
and it has to be really him. Like maybe he dials it up a little bit, but
Right.
I don't want Clark Kent to be lying to everybody about who he is. Like Christopher Reeve's Clark Kent was such a kind of slapstick clown that no one actually got to know the real him because
Yeah.
that disguise was so strong. I
Right.
prefer more of a Lois and Clark where you can dial up your goofiness, but it's still connected to who you still are, a goofy person. So
Yeah.
you're not lying to Jimmy. You're just having a little bit more fun.
Yeah. I'm
You
with
know,
that.
you know, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, man. Any last thoughts before we jump off?
I
I'm trying to
mean,
think.
look, I'm telling you right now, I'm flying out. I'm gonna plan to fly to California so you and I can see this together. So that's the impact this movie's gonna have. Where I'm gonna take a
Let's
flight across the country so we can
go.
share this together.
Let's go. Oh, and Nicholas Holt is Lex Luthor.
Come on,
So
man.
he's given so far because he can either be crazy scientist or billionaire businessman. I feel like he might be a mix of both,
I think so.
which I love. I never understood. I get why we love business Lex because we're like all '80s babies and '90s kids,
Yeah, the Gordon Gecko, like
but
evil
that
greed is
Lex
good.
he can't really battle against Superman. He'd have to outsource everyone to do so. I
Right.
like it when it's a combination of both. He's smarter in the scientist, but he has the resources. And I feel like that's what we're getting here. Jimmy looks great. We didn't get to see much of Perry. There is a shot of Cat Grant taking a selfie at the Daily
I
Planet
saw that.
with like Superman
And
fighting
the
for his
flying in the
life. She's
background.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh my,
That,
that's Cat.
that's social commentary. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people in this world.
That's it, dude. You know that if
Yes.
something went down,
Come on, man.
You're
Absolutely.
taking that selfie.
Especially you in California. You would see it worse than I would see it.
Probably true. You're in Texas.
Yeah.
But all right, that's our quick thoughts, man. Let us know in the comments section what you thought of this trailer. Obviously, we absolutely loved it. James Gunn is cooking. I said when you left that I was happy that crypto wasn't in this trailer as much because I think people start to feel like it was a it was a dog movie,
Those super pets.
and I'm like, he's a character in it. He's not, you know.
You have a
Um, Uh, so yeah, that's all we got to say. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And Chris, maybe if you're available on Sunday, maybe we'll do more of an Easter egg deep dive
I
into it.
am down. I'll be around.
Because we got Spider-Man Noir trailer that
Yes.
dropped. We have Ironheart trailer that dropped today. So we got some other stuff to talk about. So
I look forward to it.
yeah, see, check us out Sundays, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and
6 o'clock Central.
no one, yeah,
Nobody
Central.
cares.
We always leave out Central.
Nobody cares about Central time.
All right, y'all. I'm out.
Yep.